after developing the story for a while.
Yeah, the first draft was like a week, and I would leave to go to work, and then come back and see Nathaniel again, and then go back to work. Yeah.
They were like 12-hour writing days, which was crazy. But it was fun. I don't know if we would have gotten it done if we didn't have that time pressure.
So, writing process, coffee, weed, or alcohol?
It was a lot of energy drinks. In fact, my favorite thing about that was that one of the lines from the movie came from a slogan from an energy drink. We were just so burnt out. Juice is loose is actually the slogan for this juice energy drink. And we were just like, whatever's around us. So yes, that really sponsored us and then burnt us out very quickly.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
What was the writing, the acting process like what was the vibe on set? It seemed to be like, really nice, loose, kind of natural. I mean, obviously you're just a good actor, but I imagine there was some conversations between you and the director and writer about that.
I know Nathaniel and Colby really well now, but I didn't really as well when this happened, because this is almost it's like two and a half years ago, and it was awesome. It was just people that cared and people that loved what they were doing, and I think that's one of the best things about it was these people just were super passionate, and we didn't have much money and quick amount of time. We did all my scenes first. Oh, yeah. All of them, because I was leaving to study abroad, so we did all my scenes in like 4 or 5 days, and then I left and I wasn't there for the rest of the process, which was crazy. And I just heard about it, but I mean, it was amazing, and they were both super open about little things changing, and the movie opens with that monologue that sort of tells all about the driving of the car and getting pulled over by the cops and stuff, and it was just this super fun, basically just a party on a rooftop where he just let me sort of explore and play around, and I think everyone really did, and everyone was just super, super fun and playful, and it was great. It was awesome.
We filmed everything that Mike did all the time for weeks ahead of time just to get him to feel natural. It was really creepy. But
we also had, I forgot that we had you for 5 days, and the first day you were like 9 hours late.
9 hours late. Yeah. It's a simple day for me, And I didn't know them very well either, so I woke up like 4 hours late. Showed up and everyone was just like, "Hey, nice to meet you." I was like, "Nice to meet you too." It was an awesome process. I'm just super excited that you guys are here and that this is happening. It's just been so long, and no, I mean really, it's just been a long time, and it's if nothing ever happens again with this film, I'm just super happy that
we showed it to you.
It was an amazing process, and it was my first feature that I worked on.
I think everybody who worked on this movie was their first feature, except for like post-production.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything better. It was awesome. It was really great.
Yeah.
So is it a lot of improv then, or yeah?
It was. We had a pretty tight script that that you guys. I love improv. I love improv, but having written it with someone, there was definitely a sense of responsibility to stick to the script because we spent a really long time trying to get it right, and so there were a few scenes that were majority improv, but just one or two. For the most part, it's amazing. I was reading the script the other day. The actors were just so natural that they really just made the dialogue seem kind of natural and improv, but most of it was
the one line that I know I watched it and know is made up is your line about the guy with the black shirt.
Oh yeah, which is
Yeah.
so
It's probably the funniest line in the movie. Other than all the movie that we skipped and you didn't see in those.
Oh, I know. That was
Those
so
are the
sad.
other funniest lines.
So, 2 questions. One, how many takes do you end up
you like to do, and then how long did it take for you to get in trouble in the fountain?
You know what? We were really, really disappointed. I'll answer the second one. We were so disappointed because we didn't get in trouble.
Really?
We were so excited. I was so excited. I wasn't in the fountain.
I was terrified.
I was really excited for the cops to come. But apparently, so we just kind of hung out and then eventually just left. But then when we went to go shoot that scene that happens afterward, we heard all these sirens and everything. Apparently something had happened somewhere else in Central Park. So,
Bomb scare.
next time. Yeah.
Also, Luke Humphrey.
Also,
Luke Humphrey got really sick from being in that fountain.
Yeah.
Because it's really gross.
The second takes, or the takes that we did, it varied from shot to shot, or scene to scene. I think it also varied because we were shooting, again, we shot it in 2 weeks about, so we were shooting really like 12 to 14-hour days. So there were a lot of times that I would have shot more, and Colby just said, "You're out of your mind if you want to do that." So it was really nice because we got to stay on schedule, but there was still freedom to shoot. I mean, we definitely shot, because of the way that the camera is all handheld, it allowed us to still shoot a lot and kind of keep it in that documentary style of shooting.
We shot all the therapy stuff in 2 days. Everything that they have in therapy was 2 days, and which is like a third of the movie. And that was, those were like 18-hour days.
Luke thought that Colby was trying to steal his phone by the end of the shoot because he was so insane that he like really snapped during those. Luke Humphrey, who plays James. Yeah.
I'm interested in being here in LA. What was your casting process? Did you do the breakdowns in New York? And
yeah, we did. We did the breakdowns. Nathaniel and I wrote all the breakdowns, and Mike studied at Atlantic Theater Company out there, and a good friend of ours, Daniel, also did, and we looked at a lot of people from there, and got recommendations for people from friends. But
how long was your process?
We cast. I remember it happening while I was an intern at late night, and like replying to emails at work all day about casting, and then going and having auditions at night. It was like 2
I think
weeks
the actual of
auditions. It was like to find the girl who played Emily Martini. We saw a bunch of people. Mike we found right away because he's awesome.
It was funny. Mike was the easiest person to cast. We knew immediately that, but there were a lot of roles that we weren't totally sure that we were going to be happy with the people that we cast them, and everybody, oh my God, just totally blew us out of the water. So a real testament to them too.
Except for Nathaniel.
Except for me. And I studied for weeks.
You said you cast at night?
We cast
all the time. In a living room. It was
really
weird.
sketchy.
It was so sketchy, and I remember people sitting in the hallway of the apartment building.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe that people came to that audition at all.
Some people didn't.
Some people didn't.
Said, "Oh, it's in an apartment. I will not be."
But it was rough time.
What was your? I'm sorry. What was your budget? How did you?
We raised about $4,000 for photography, and then have spent
probably. Well, we spent probably like $5,500 in filming.
Yeah.
Yes. Of the 4,000 we raised.
and post-production and everything?
Post-production, we had an amazing Zoe who's too
doesn't
scared
want
to
to
come
down.
down.
Oh!
Zoe was an amazing post-producer, and we actually did most of the post out in LA.
Here?
At the Egyptian.
Yep.
At Technicolor, and just had some people do some huge favors of some very nice people. So we really lucked out on that because I'll tell you, when you shoot that much that quickly, you do not get good sound or light all the time. So we were very fortunate to have them.
Do I remember right that most of the budget went to food?
A large portion of it went to keeping us fed. Really keeping it, the actors fed.
Absolutely.
Also to that
100%.
cast, because we had to redo the cast.
The cast.
Oh.
Small. It was amazing because it was all pretty much small things. Oh, actually, the biggest amount of money that we spent was on sounds, renting sound stuff, which is expensive. We rented a car, which you guys didn't see. That was expensive.
Yeah,
Probably the most
car
expensive
you
stuff
never
in the
saw.
movie we cut. So, don't spend money on movies.
Where's the shooting?
We shot on a Panasonic HVX 200. It's solid state. HD. It's about a 6-year-old camera, so it's actually already dated, which is amazing. But
It was pretty good
still
then.
looked good. Yeah, it was great then, and we had a great cinematographer who I can't believe went through this process with us because he was like 4 or 5 years older than us at the time. He'd like graduated college and had a career, and I don't really liked Frozen. He was a weird guy.
Frozen yogurt.
We him in frozen yogurt and his
Train.
transit.
Was there one over there that we missed? Yes.
What was that? What happened to James's sister?
Oh yeah, okay, so that's one of the scenes that we cut. The beginning of the film started with the cop who we couldn't cast anybody in time, and so Colby played.
I also shaved my head.
I shaved my head. It was great.
You guys missed it.
So we had this big elaborate sort of like action scene that happened where he's standing up on the chair and there's pounding on the door and they kick the door, like they realize that the door is going to get kicked in and they don't want that. So James, who's on the chair with the noose, calls his sister in and says, unlock the door so at least if they kick it, it won't break our whole door. She gets down to undo it and then they kick it in. It breaks her nose. And then, Colby kicks it in.
Coop is yelling like, "Don't do it,
Yeah,
James! Don't do it!"
And then there was a whole scene at a hospital with a doctor. It was a lot of exposition that we kind of didn't want anymore. So, all right, guys, we have lots of wine and champagne in the very cheap. In case you were worried that we're indulging you, there's plenty of time to hang out. Yes.
Maybe you could just elaborate. I think you guys were in some sort of, not a festival, but
Oh yeah.
Showcase?
We just got accepted to our first something.
Yeah, we did. We're a selection for new filmmakers in New York. They screen first, second, third time newbies. Their features and shorts and documentaries. So that's happening in April. Somebody somewhere who's not one of our family liked the movie. Great.
Yes.
So are you raising funds for future projects? Is that part of why you're raising funds tonight?
No. We will raise funds for future projects at some point.
Future. Really what it breaks down to is like festival submissions are just anywhere from $35 to $75 a pop if you're early. And so you apply to 5 or 6 festivals, and that really adds up, and we'd love to apply to many, many more than that. Also, some of the sound we'd love to keep fixing, you guys probably heard, and some of the colors, so all that stuff gets
Add some
pricey.
more time skips.
Yeah, we'd love to add.
Oh, could you please?
More scratches to the DVD.
Which is really expensive.
But if anybody else wants to talk to us, we'll be out there getting really drunk. So we can talk out there. Thank you.
Woohoo!